Well, good morning. Good morning, my beautiful people. Let me get this air cut up and we're going to get on to the content. I know y'all wondering now, who on that Epstein list? I got the real list. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into, all this, get at war politics that they be doing, going to war politics. I ain't really into all that, you know what I'm saying? But, if it's a story that needs to be discussed, we are going to discuss it. Before we get into that, though, we're going to be talking about Elon. You know what I'm saying? He done started the American Party, you know what I'm saying? Independent party. We have a lot of people that might be naysayers. Hold up real quick, y'all. I want to adjust this real quick. I should have scooted up a little bit. I'm sorry. So we have a lot of people who might be naysayers, guys, but you know what I'm saying? We just going to go over the content and see where it takes us. Okay. So guys, good morning. Today is Friday and I'm so happy it's the weekend. So happy weekend to everyone. I want to start off by apologizing about the times, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been starting at 7 a.m. Eastern and I was promoting 7 a.m. Central. You know what I'm saying? It's not that the time zones are that messed up when I switch time zones, but I'm in Tennessee. And if you in Knoxville and you going west, I mean, it's like before you know it, if you ain't from Tennessee, you ain't going to be used to it. You know that time zone, like basically I'm right on the time zone. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make excuses. Now, guys, before we jump into the content, I want to remind you guys that We the People 2 live stream. The second episode we are doing right here on Tuesday at 6 a.m. Central. Y'all see how I got the time right that time? Then on August the 5th, I will premiere We the People 2 vlog documentary. And guys, I'm telling you, I have some of the most beautiful footage you'll ever see. Can't wait for you guys to see it. Now, no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the content. Guys, y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. We're going to have a fun stream today. It's just the nature of the content. So, guys, we talking about Elon to start off. You know what I'm saying? Life after Doge. We're going to be talking about the American Party. And then I'm going to give you guys that real Epstein list, guys. The real Epstein list. Ain't nobody. Listen, legacy media, podcasts, whatever. Ain't nobody got this list that I'm about to give you. The real list. So, guys, let's get into the content. So, for the news, the source is The Hill. July the 7th, tech billionaire Elon Musk has set out on the unlikely task of forming his own political party, which he has dubbed the America Party. That's a pretty cool name, though. You can't lie and say it's not. Amid his frayed relationship with President Trump and the GOP. Oh, President Trump, the GOP, and Elon got into it. What had happened, y'all? When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. One party. So which party? Only the Republican Party, I guess, because they won? Musk wrote Saturday on the social platform X, which he owns. Y'all remember the story wrote January 7th. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. Musk, 54 years old, has been a vocal critic of the massive GOP tax spending overhaul that Trump signed into law on Friday. The measure created an initial splinter between Trump and his former White House aide, but their rift has grown since a public back and forth on the future of America politics. The public back and forth that Elon has been having with President Trump, which included Elon posting on Twitter this less than a month ago that President Trump was in the Epstein files. You got any of you guys heard about that? Y'all heard about Elon posting on Twitter that President Trump was in the Epstein files, guys? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I think that's a relevant information to the conversation that we having, being that he just formed the American Party. And I'm saying right after Elon formed the American Party, he posted. I'm saying, look, Elon opposing this big, beautiful bill, which I understand why. You see what I'm saying? I understand the reason why he opposing the bill. Number one, you got the EV mandate that hurts his business. If that was President Trump and anyone would react the same. You know what I'm saying? And number two, Elon opposes it because Doge, it's counterproductive to what they were trying to do with Doge. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why Elon opposes it. But you'll understand why President Trump feels betrayed too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just in the middle. That's why I didn't want to touch on this, but because the story is getting so big, we're going to talk about it. So what Musk wants, the South African-born wealthiest man in the world can't become U.S. president himself under the Constitution, but he has displayed a willingness to put his financial health behind his political views. He was one of the largest backers of Trump's successful 2024 re-election campaign, pouring millions into the effort. I mean, I know y'all remember Elon giving away $1 million checks, right? And ultimately parlaying that into a starring role as head of Trump's administration's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which was tasked with rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in federal spending. They cut the budget in half, by the way. You see what I'm saying? So they did good work behind that. You know what I'm saying? Musk has vowed to back primary candidates, who challenged Republicans who supported Trump's big, beautiful bill over his objection to raising the federal debt limit. So the big, beautiful bill created Elon's American Party. He notably reposted a gold certified X account for Tesla owners in Silicon Valley that outlined a possible platform. Silicon Valley, guys. Think about that. So if you guys follow the content, and if you guys heard me say there's a possibility that Elon, if he's serious about this and he's recruiting a candidate, should recruit a progressive, how good a progressive you think would do with the Tesla owners in Silicon Valley? I'm saying I understand Elon, a libertarian, but I'm saying behind him, there's going to be Democrats in the mix. It's an independent party. You know what I'm saying? The Post listed reducing federal debt, that's libertarian, using AI to modernize the military, advancing pro-tech policies. You know, everything he going to do is going to be about tech, decreasing regulations on energy. That seems like that's leaning more to the left, promoting free speech and pro-natalist objectives and applying centrist policies elsewhere else. Centrist. That's what an independent party does, some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. If you ask Ghost, Big Ghost had to do this. You see what I'm saying? I had to do this story because I am an independent and I believe in the independence from the parties. Listen, if you ask me how I feel about social issues, you would say I was a conservative. You would swear I was a conservative. Because on every major social issues, because of my Christianity and my religious beliefs, I am socially conservative. But if you ask me about physical issues, I don't believe conservatives go far enough into helping and feeding people that are disadvantaged. They got a different view than I do about that. So if you ask me about the physical issues, I'm more liberal. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying for me, or for Elon, or for anyone, or for all of us, you see what I'm saying, that are in the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, you have an issue. His issue is what he just said. The American Party needs to fight the Republican-Democrat uniparty. He's saying the Republicans and the Democrats are one party. How many people feel like this? The American Party is the solution. When and where should we hold the inaugural American Party Congress? He asked his online followers on Sunday. In one post discussing how Musk could be successful while others have failed to generate third-party enthusiasm, the Tesla founder wrote, "Not hard, to be honest. Not hard." So people basically is asking Elon, they saying, hey man, a lot of people done tried this third party. Elon, we know you upset about the big, beautiful bill. It's something in there that all of us got something in there that we don't like. So we know you upset about the bill, Elon, but you gonna go form your own party. They like, nah, man, Elon ain't finna do this. Your boy out here tweaking. Real talk, that's what they thinking. But what I'm saying, what if Elon is for real? Is he for real? Elon got a lot of followers, man. A whole lot of followers. What does President Trump say about Elon's new party? The president has publicly dismissed his former allies' push to disrupt the two-party system in American politics. In a post on his own platform, Truth Social, Trump wrote that he was saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks, and argued a third party can't be successful. How do you guys feel? Y'all agree with President Trump or y'all agree with Elon? Can a third party be successful in America? He even wants to start a third political party despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not designed for them, Trump wrote. The only thing third parties are good for is creation of complete and total disruption and chaos. That sounds funny coming from President Trump. And have enough of that with the radical left Democrats who have lost their confidence and their minds. Republicans, on the other hand, are a smooth running machine that just passed the biggest bill of its kind in the history of our country, he added, referencing his big, beautiful bill. Guys, welcome in. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. We got that chat real quiet today, man. Y'all jump down in the comments. We gonna get to the real Epstein list in just a few minutes. President Trump accused Musk of lashing out because of cuts to electric vehicles. That's what upset him. Come on, man. Listen, in California, you could get up to $15,000 for buying a Tesla, up to a $15,000 rebate. Okay, so the car, the new Tesla, $66,000. You got base models. So y'all, somebody post down below how much you could get a Tesla for cheapest. I think you got to get a new one, $15,000 rebate. Even if it's $66,000, you getting $15,000 back on a brand new car. So that means like Elon, when he got the cars coming off the showroom floor, he know he getting $15,000 per car from the, yeah, man, he got a bunch of subsidies that benefited Tesla. And because the Trump administration rejected his pick to lead NASA, which could have been a boon to the Musk-led SpaceX. What y'all think, man? You know what I'm saying? Who y'all on? Whose side y'all got? Y'all got Big President T, or y'all got the boy Elon Musk, man? Who y'all got? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I think they need to shake hands and make up, but it might be past that point though right now. Third party history. So what is the history of third parties in the United States and the U.S. politics? Let me ask y'all a question. First of all, Red G, what's up, my boy? Make sure y'all like that video for your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, y'all. That super chat, super thanks, super stickers, man. Y'all show your boy some love, man. Hit the button below with the $sign. Also, channel memberships start at $2.99, guys. You know what I'm saying? So I would thank you guys for all the support to the channel. So third party history. Parties outside the mainstream modern day Democratic Party and Republican Party have had limited success in the United States and have struggled to gain a foothold. That's what President T said. He said maybe it was designed to be a two-party system. A Pew poll last year found that 49% of registered voters or Democrats are leaning toward the Democratic Party, and a nearly identical share, 48%, are Republicans and lean to the Republican Party, but those are registered voters. How many people of those 98% y'all came up with, what's their share of the whole entire electorate? That's what I'm saying. So my point is, if you had 160 million people vote, how many of them are Republican or Democrats? Reggie, somebody we could look this up. That's the question. How many independents are actually voting? Do you have 30% independents voting? No registered party? How many people that follow Elon Musk are registered to a party? That's the question. How many? How many people who follow Elon are Republicans? Because a lot of these young tech guys, man, they just going where the big dog go. You know what I'm saying? According to a research from Ballotopia, more than 50 political parties existed in the United States as of January. Most notably among them, the Libertarian Party, Green Party, Reform Party have fielded high-profile candidates in recent elections, and the Democratic Socialists of America have gained momentum with boosts from progressive leaders such as Bernie Sanders, an independent from Vermont, and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. See Bernie Sanders' little understudies. Y'all salute them big OGs. You feel me? My baby AOC, man. Where my baby at? And you know Bernie Sanders, he the big OG, man. I'm talking about triple OG. You know Bernie Sanders fighting for the people. That's what I care about. We the people, y'all. You know AOC fighting for the people's rights. We know that. Look, we could argue with Bernie Sanders on his politics. I could argue with AOC, just like with VP Harris when I supported her. I was clear I didn't support abortion, though. You could argue with her on her politics, but we know they for the people. That's what we looking for. Third-party candidates often face the stigma of being a spoiler in a larger two-party system. Texas billionaire Ross Perot. How many of y'all old enough to remember Mr. Ross Perot, who died in 2019, ran as the Reform Party candidate for president in 1992, coming in third with nearly 19% of the vote. Can you do that? Y'all listen to me. President Trump, I want to show y'all what money could do in politics. President Trump has surprised everybody. First election, he paying his own campaign. He came through the back door and he beat Hillary Clinton, right or wrong, financing his own campaign for the most part, okay? But he was in the Republican Party. What I'm saying is the last time we had a billionaire like that, Reform Party, third party, Ross Perot, bro, 19% of the vote. And we talking about an old guy, Ross Perot. Imagine if you had a party, what I'm trying to, y'all not listening to me, with a billionaire funding them. Elon could put up $2 billion and don't blink. The man lost $29 billion in a day, bro, this year. It didn't even touch him. It didn't affect him. I'm saying he that rich. $2 billion, bro. It ain't nothing. That's what I'm saying. He could outspend the Republicans and the Democrats combined 2-1 if he wanted to. So if you get a good enough candidate, bro, y'all sleeping. I don't know what these pundits, they always asleep at the wheel, bro. It's just going to depend on whether or not Mr. Elon Musk wants to go that hard and how serious he is about this. Republicans blamed his candidacy for the former President Clinton's victory that year over former President George H.W. Bush. Y'all make sure y'all like the video for me. Listen, let me ask you a question. So, Republicans, in my opinion, they standing in line. Real talk. Salute the loyalty from Republicans, bro. They die hard. In my opinion, you ain't gonna get no splinters from the Republicans. Am I right or wrong? Libertarians. But that movement in the Republican Party is so little. Name our libertarians. We got Rand Paul. We know Mr. Rand Paul. He been fighting that fight for a minute. You can't hate on Mr. Rand Paul. You feel me? Kentucky stand up. They got a nice looking young governor too. He gonna be a serious presidential contender in 27. You know what I'm saying? But what other libertarian? We have Elon. That's libertarian. But outside of that, though, it's the Republican. I'm saying with the Democrats, though, You see what I'm saying? It's like those independents, in my mind, they tend to lean towards the Democrats more often than not. Am I right or wrong? That's why I know I gotta be right. That's why the Democrats won how many presidential elections out the popular vote out the last 5? President T got one popular vote out the last 5 for the Republicans out the last 5 presidential elections. That's because them independents, they seem to lean more. So what I'm saying is all these losses, you see what I'm saying? The Reform Party with Ross Perot, I guess him being from Texas, you know, President Clinton, you know. But what I'm saying is these losses, a lot of times me reading this, they say they hurt Democrats. So I don't know, man. That's why I thought a progressive at the top of his ticket. You get a candidate like Mandami, who is polarizing, to lead the top of a ticket with a guy with $2 billion, and y'all trying to say, "Oh, listen, hold up, let me keep on going, okay?" Environmentalist Ralph Nader, the 2-time presidential nominee of the Green Party, won more than 2 million votes in 2020 presidential election, bruh. You know how tight these elections are. 2 million votes. Elon pretty much gonna run. He gonna be the kingmaker. Coming in third behind former President George W. Bush and his Democratic rival in the contest, former Vice President Al Gore. Democrats again blame Nader for Gore's loss. You see the pattern. That third party is they. You don't believe me? Let's keep going. Activist Jill Stein, who carried the Green Party banner in the 2016 presidential election, who was blamed for Hillary Clinton's loss to Trump. You feel what I'm saying? What I'm telling y'all, though, is with Elon, though, I think it'll be some Democrats who go with Elon, but I think the majority of the people who will go with him will be progressives. I think he's perfect for an independent party if he has the right platform that he's running on. Bro, it's no way in the world you ain't gonna tell me that Elon didn't have something to do with all those young Black and Hispanic males who voted for President Trump last year. Elon had a lot to do with that. All those young people who voted for President Trump. What you gotta realize is he's more popular with the younger crowd. So you get these posters and they're trying to judge his popularity among the electorate. No, he's not that popular among the regular electorate, but among a younger crowd of looking up to him like he's Tony Hawk. Yeah, you could call him bottom feeders if you want to. He got the money to mobilize them and to become a kingmaker in American politics. This is a story. Trump himself briefly ran as a third-party presidential candidate in 2000, quitting after testing a few Reform Party primaries. You heard that? President Trump, no. He again, independent run in 2012, becoming emergent as the leader of the GOP for 4 years. Look, Elon, if you do this, it's going to take some time. You can't quit on it. You can't give up on it. And you gotta beat the ground, beat the concrete, man. You feel me? Guys, y'all make sure if y'all have not, y'all like that video, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, y'all jump down in the comments, man. Y'all get this conversation going, man. If you want to donate to the channel, guys, the donation start at 99 cents. Super chat, super thanks, super sticker. Just hit the button below with the $sign in it. And then, guys, I would appreciate your donation. I'm about to give you a quick little summary of that news story I just gave y'all about Elon, life after Doge, and then we gonna get to that real Epstein list. Guys, I promise y'all, I got the real Epstein list. Who y'all heard say that? They looking for a list. Am I right or wrong? They looking for an Epstein list that I already got. Real quick analysis at the very least, if Elon carries through with this American Party, and I hear he's already recruiting for the 2026 midterms, and if he gets the right candidates in the right districts, this is in 2026, next year, he can take 2 or 3 guaranteed, 10,000%. The right candidates in the right districts, he could take 2 or 3 seats. He already know that. He already eyeballing him if he on this for real. If he carries through with that, I'm saying he would change the look of American politics. Listen to me. I'm saying people who keep talking about Jill Stein and Ralph Nader, or even go further back to old Ross Perot with the 20% of the vote. Listen to me. None of them are worth 700 billion with a B. Say it with me one time, chat. 700 billion. And is on pace as the world's first trillionaire. None of the aforementioned people. Yeah, I'm litigating right now. Y'all can tell I'm in paralegal mode. None of the aforementioned people can drop $2 billion on a presidential race. Think about that, man. That man could give out, he passing out $1 million checks. Look, he ain't gonna give everybody $1 million, but he'll raise the enthusiasm. And President Trump won Pennsylvania. Elon was out there spending his money, his real money, boots on the ground, bro. You cannot sleep on that. Talking about Jill Stein. No disrespect to Jill Stein. I don't have no clue of who she is for real, but no disrespect to her. But come on, bro. You gonna compare Jill Stein with Elon. Ain't no defamation of character, bro. The resources aren't there. Jill Stein will tell you this. She ain't got the resources to compete with the Republican or Democratic Party, but Elon does. He got more money than that. He got most money to spend than they do. You see what I'm saying? Ralph Nader, don't do that. You see where I'm at? Who else is that? You was talking Ross Perot, he got 20%. See, President Trump was trying to run as an independent with a party. That's where he messed up at. You say, Ghost, what's the difference? Because the Green Party got a name. The Reform Party got a name. And Bernie Sanders got a name. What party? He caucused with the Democrats, but he an independent. He don't know Reform Party, Green Party, no party. He a Bernie Sanders, straight independent. I think if President Trump would have came out like that, not trying to jump into a presidential race, but let the people know you in politics, hold down a elected position. He might would have had to run for Congress, governor, or something. He probably didn't want to do that, but as an independent, I'm telling you, that's solid, man. The people gonna vote for you if you saying what they want to hear. But they not gonna even hear you. You talking about a big country like America, 340 million, unless you got the bread to promote it. And Elon got all of the above. We seen him in action, bro, last election cycle. So let's not everyone be acting like it's impossible or it's crazy or comparing him to Jill Stein. President Trump, he not no Jill Stein, and you ain't either, but you went ahead and went to the Republican Party, but you wanted to run as an independent. And I feel that. And there's so many candidates, bro. I know a senator in my state, Mississippi. I know a senator, bro. I love her to death. She used to be a Democrat. She a Republican. She knows she wouldn't survive long probably as a Democrat in the state of Mississippi if she want to have a career in politics. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of candidates like that who would want to be independents. It's a lot of humans who wouldn't necessarily want to caucus with the Republican Party, but they do it. You know what I'm saying? Look at it, really a simple formula, or maybe because I'm a poli-sci major, but a candidate like AOC or Bernie Sanders or even old Zoran. Hey, look, Zoran Mandami. I heard he ran overseas to to Africa, man, to his homeland for 30 days, man. I don't know about that, Zoran. I know you probably got somebody in politics telling you to get out the fray a little bit, but the people gonna want to see you, man. You know what I'm saying? You done made a name for yourself. 33 years old, city councilman, bro, made a name for himself, bro. I'm telling you, he charismatic. Elon need to grab a candidate like that who believe in the right things, a candidate who could charge up the people, who campaigns on helping the poor, number one. How can we see the strength in the people among us because they reach down and they help the weakest among us? That's how we see how strong you are, because you can pull up the weak. A weak man can't pull up another weak person, but a strong man can. That's how we can see your strength, helping the poor, healthcare. I think that's going to be a big deal, bro. A lot of the voters are elderly. If you mess with their healthcare, you messing with their votes. Republicans will vote for Democrats. Democrats vote for Republicans. I ain't switching sides. I'm straight independent. I'm going to stay where I'm at. And affordability, that's number 3. Helping the poor. Y'all might say, Ghost, like helping the poor, man, that's just so cliche. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. 500, how many tons of food being destroyed? The food stamps, hitting Medicaid and Medicare. And I'm saying the Palestinian kids dying. I'm saying all this money getting passed around, bro, it looks like that's going to be an issue that somebody could run on. Because the poor people, like, they feeling it. The rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer. Healthcare is always a big issue that helps Democrats and independents, and affordability. If Elon dropped $2 billion on a candidate like AOC, Bernie, or Zoran, and a president running on things like that, I don't care what y'all say, it's lights out. Point blank period, lights out. I heard someone say a candidate wouldn't risk their political future running on an indie label like the Green Party or no label. But again, we not talking about the Green Party or no label. We talking about Elon. Bro, listen, Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, and I don't care how many of you Democrats get mad at me, I believe Bernie Sanders was shafted. How many people feel like Bernie Sanders has been shafted by the Democratic Party? Okay, so listen, if Bernie Sanders, as old as he is, what Elon could say, hey, I'll drop $1 billion in a Swiss account and you'll be set for life if you give me your loyalty and run for me. Bernie Sanders, no, he ain't going to be in politics that much longer anyway. Why wouldn't he do it for $1 billion? You think Bernie Sanders on top of a ticket that Elon Musk, bro, y'all, come on, be for real. Y'all, just like President Trump came and changed politics and shocked the pundits, then that's going to, Bernie, bro, any name like that, I'm telling you, a mindset like that, the sky's the limit. Y'all, think about this too. Think about this. Y'all know Elon, he tight with J.D. Vance. President Trump, don't get mad at me, big president. These just hypothetical situations. And you know Elon cool with J.D. That's why they picked J.D. to be the vice president. I think that was Elon's pick. That's who Elon would pick to top his party. I'll go ask him. He a tech. You know, J.D. sharp. He's smart. He young. He brilliant. He good looking. He everything. J.D., what's up, homie? He tied with J.D. Vance, and if the Republican ticket was full, say like with a sitting vice president, say the American Party ticket, a sitting vice president, and say Big President T signed off on it, they like, man, this boy's smoking crack. You telling me that in 2027, J.D. Vance in the Republican Party as vice president is going to switch parties to the American Party to run in the election on top of Elon Party, and President T will be cool with it? That's crazy. Money will do things like that, my brothers and sisters. When you got all the money in the world, you could surprise people at the things that you could pull off with a creative mind. And we all know Elon got a pretty creative mind. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen for your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys, because we finna touch on old Jeffrey Epstein and that controversy. Because I got that real Epstein list. Yeah, they like this boy tweaking. We almost there, y'all. That real Epstein list. Hey, Morton, President Trump ain't on the Epstein list. Not the real one. Prince Andrew ain't on the real Epstein list. Not the real one. You say, what he talking about? Wait, we finna get to it. I got the real one. I ain't say he wasn't on a Epstein list. I'm talking about the real Epstein list. I'm finna give it to y'all. But guys, before we get on that, it wasn't a good month after Elon posted on Twitter about President Trump being in the Epstein files. Elon started the American Party. He promised to dethrone certain Republicans who voted for that big, beautiful bills. And then now, not even a month later, y'all, what are everybody talking about? Y'all got to learn how to add with words, just like you do numbers. Okay? I'm going to put a number on the words so you can add it up and see what it equals to, okay? Elon, after that situation happened with him and President Trump bumping heads, I just gave y'all that news story about 40 minutes. He got on Twitter and he said President Trump was in the Epstein files. This was about a month ago. Elon did this. He started the political party that I just told y'all about. He promised to dethrone certain Republicans. Let me back up and put a number on it. President Trump in the Epstein files, number 1. He started the American Party, that's number 2. He promised to dethrone certain Republicans who voted for that big, beautiful bill. And listen to the timing, not even a month later. What's all we talking about? 1, 2, 3, what's that equal? Everybody talking about Jeffrey Epstein. You do the math on that, man. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Epstein files, real Epstein's files. My source is the Associated Press. And this was published July 23rd. So that was on Wednesday. So anybody with an ear and a brain could get the real Epstein file. I told you where it's at. This information I'm finna give you with the real names on the real Epstein file is on the Associated Press. That's the source. The real names is in it. You finna see what I'm talking about on July 23rd. World-class litigator. I won in the U.S. Court of Appeals. Listen to me now. Watch something. I know you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. Where Fox News at? Wait, CNN, MSNBC, man, y'all need some people in here, some producers, because y'all need to listen to this. Interest in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation has exploded over the past month. You know how we got to where we at with Jeffrey, because I'm not going to talk about Jeffrey. This is going to be your Jeffrey story, okay? We got to where we at with Jeffrey because of Elon. That's where we started, okay? Has exploded over the past month, even as President Trump urged the public and the media to move on from a saga he sees as pretty boring. Conspiracy theories. President Trump, now we talked about this before now. We talked about these conspiracy theories before, and outrage has swirled around Epstein since 2006. What year is this, y'all? 2025? We said we're going to get the real Epstein file, right? The real names, right? Y'all, you said, hold on, y'all. This is the Associated Press 2 days ago, okay? Conspiracy theories and outrage have swirled around Jeffrey since when? 2006. Y'all, is it 2025? Remember we talking about doing mathematics, okay? These called common sense mathematics, okay? So it's 2025, and so you subtract 2026 and you get 19 years. 19. So if you want to do a little bit more math, more complex math, you ask yourself, why we just start talking about it right now then today? Oh, gosh, you just told us, Elon, let's keep going. When the financier, he was a money man, first faced criminal charges related to sexual exploitation of underage girls. He killed himself. After more charges, were brought in 2019. Fascination with the case, though, reached new heights after Attorney General Pam Bondi suggested she had an Epstein client list on her desk but didn't read. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You trying to blame it on Attorney General Bondi. Hold up, man. Y'all think about what y'all doing, man. Pam Bondi, where you at, baby? This woman that worked her whole life. She ain't doing nothing like this. She lied to us, Ghost. How she lied to us? She had a client list. She probably did have something to tell people, but she probably was instructed not to. Yeah, there's other things that are at work in the world that are national security and world security and other things are at stake. We gonna get to the real list. I'm gonna give y'all the real list. You feel me? I didn't want to talk about this, but y'all want to get one of the best litigators in America. I'm finna litigate the case for you. Give you some grade A content. You ain't seeing this nowhere else. You can read the story yourself. But this analysis, you ain't gonna get this. Okay? So 2006, 19 years ago, and you want to talk about Attorney General Pam Bondi. Like she doing something wrong. What she did wrong? Oh, she won't tell us the names. What? She won't tell you the names, so y'all mad at her, threatening her. People crazy. Since 2006. Oh, well, she said she had the list on her desk. Here's a timeline of the criminal cases against Mr. Epstein and his former girlfriend, who's in jail right now, 20 years in prison. That I don't know why they talking to her. They need to be talking to them victims. She was helping him abuse the teenage girl. She only gonna tell the government certain things. She locked up. Them teenage girls that he was abusing, them victims, they got the story. Y'all, let's get to the list. Y'all ready? The real Epstein list. March 2005. 20 years ago, mind you. We talking about a dead child molester from 20 years ago. Police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating Epstein after the family of a 14-year-old girl reports she was what? Molested at his mansion. Man, hold on a second, man. Y'all gotta rock with your boy, man. You gotta rock with me. You want the real list. Let's get to the bottom of this problem. I know how to get to the bottom of stuff, boy. I don't play no games. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to give you the straight 110, not 100, 110. Listen, so 2005, this man got a mansion. How old is he in 2005? He was 54 when he died. When? So I guess he's in his 40s, huh? A 14-year-old in 2005. Multiple underage girls in 2005, boy. According to the Associated Press, excuse me, y'all, many of them high schools, man, stop. You gotta be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. This is in 2005. High school kids said he hired them to give him. Man, what? Where you at? You in Palm Beach. Where President Trump from? So maybe some of this connection with President Trump is due to the location, okay? Maybe President Trump wasn't all the way aware of some of that creepiness he was into. In 2005, we talking about. But I know one thing for certain. According to the Associated Press, it says, read the words. Those words talk to you in more ways than words. March 2005, first word, police. So in Palm Beach, Florida, in 2005, we know that the police knew that a 14-year-old girl said she was molested at his mansion, and a bunch of young girls was saying that in 2005, 20 years ago. Palm Beach police. You want an Epstein list, boy. Let me give you an Epstein list. Some people gonna be mad. I don't care. That's what you get from me, from the truth. That's why people be listening to me. You want an Epstein list? Let me give it to you. So we know Red G, we in New Orleans. And you telling me the NOPD know that? I ain't even gonna put myself out there like that. That some old rich creep is sleeping with a bunch of 14-year-olds. And so let's look and see what happened. We looking for a list. We want to see a list on why all these children were getting harmed. Let's look for a list. In 2006 in May. So the first one was March 2005. This is May 2006. So I know something had changed. It's been 15 months. Remember, I told you the word said March 2005 : police. So the police know he doing it. So we safe now. The children in the community are safe. Let's see what happened 15 minutes later. 15 months. How many children he was harming in that? You looking for a list? You keep talking about a list. You looking for President Trump's name. You looking for Prince Andrew's name or Bill Clinton's name. And these children were hurt. These victims, where the children at, first of all. Second of all, we want a list. Let me get you a list. Since y'all so caught up on a freaking list, since you care so much about the children and you care so much, let me get your list for you. Okay? So in 2005, the police in Palm Beach, I hadn't put them on the list yet, but we know they know now. The police know. What's the police job? Is to protect and serve. Yeah. Ain't nobody hating on the police. You want a list? I'm going to get you a list. This is Associated Press, so get at they head. I'm just reading the words, boy. Truth, okay? So look, Palm Beach police officers 15 months later signed paperwork to charge Epstein with multiple counts of unlawful sex with a minor. I knew they was on it. I knew the police don't do nothing like that. I knew it. Y'all might think I'm being funny, but I'm being kind of serious. Because I just know the nature of a man who want to be a police officer. He gonna help a child, man. Them police probably wanted to kill him. Yeah. I'm telling you what I know now, boy. Because I know how it is on them streets, bruh. I know you ain't finna come to no kind of hood doing that. They gon' off that boy. They call that street justice. So I know them cops, they probably wanted to get off of him. But what happened though, Ghost? Y'all looking for a list. I got a name for you. Here come a name. CNN, y'all ready? Fox, y'all ready? Y'all ready for a name? Here comes some names for your list. Palm Beach police officers signed paperwork to charge Epstein with multiple counts of unlawful sex with a minor. But what happened? The county's top prosecutor, his name is Barry Krischer. Number one, who got the pen? Barry, Krischer. He took an unusual step of sending the case to a grand jury. Man, CNN, you know why you need to give me that studio, CNN. You know why? Because while Abby Phillips, her beautiful self, and Ann Burnett, her beautiful self, and I can't forget the General Caitlin Collins, all these beautiful reporters you got while they out there talking to the people, your boy Ghost gonna be in the background. I'm gonna get a real story for you. Where Mr. Barry Krischer at? Why did he take? I didn't write this. The Associated Press said that he took. Why they said it was unusual. I'm a litigator. All of them words mean a lot, especially from a writer in a newspaper, a national worldwide paper. He choosing his words carefully. He took an unusual step of sending the case to a grand jury. Why the Guardian? The Guardian is reporting this. The Guardian is the source, y'all. On Wednesday, an unusual step. Mr. Barry Krischer. So the police then charged him But the county's top prosecutor, who was a state attorney, Barry Krischer, he sent it to the grand jury. Mr. Barry Krischer, you number one on the list, man. We looking for you. We gonna come talk to you. Where you at, Mr. Barry Krischer? I know you don't work for the state of Florida no more. Where you at? You number one. We coming to look for. We gonna get to the bottom of this. What's the unusuality about why you sent that case to a grand jury, Mr. Krischer? You can't, and me a reporter, you ain't gonna just tell me anything too. I'm gonna keep digging because you can't out talk me, you can't talk around me, you can't lie to me, none of that. I don't play none of that. You gonna tell the truth. Oh, hold up. Let's keep going. We got number one. Y'all wanted the list. I got the first name on the list. Number 2, July 2006. Epstein is arrested again. Okay, hold on. He was first March 2005, they found out. July 2006 now, May the police, and then, they come put him. The police, they didn't put it on the police. They can't got him. They did their job. A lot of times the police do their job. But rich men and politicians use the police as a tool to oppress the people. I could teach you some stuff, okay? He arrested after the grand jury indicts him on one single count of soliciting prosecution. Y'all see why I got my list the way I got my list? Y'all looking for Prince Andrew name. Oh, Prince Andrew was over here with a 15-year-old. Yeah, he probably like 19, 20. How old Prince Andrew is? He young. He like 30. You talking about like, how old Prince Andrew? He might be 40. I know he ain't older than 40. You talking about back in 2005, this 20 years ago, he probably was like 22. So what, he was with a 15-year-old? How big of a story is that? What about them hundreds, if not 1,000 or so underage females that never really got no justice? What about them? Y'all want the list. Y'all want a story. What about that? You want to help the kids. That's what you trying to do. You trying to help the kids, but you looking for Bill Clinton's name. You want to help the kids, but you looking for President Trump's name. And while you trying to help the kids looking for a name, we could be talking to a former state county prosecutor, Barry Krischer, who let the man get away with being charged with soliciting prosecution. But they went to the police. A girl said he molested her. And a whole group of girls said he molested her. They went to the police arrested him. Barry Krischer sent it to the grand jury. They come down with a charge of prostitution. That's a prostitution. Soliciting a prostitute is like me getting on an internet site or going out there to one of them roads and picking up a prostitute. You gonna get a ticket. Just like having sex with a regular woman and paying. That's what he got charged with. He messing with children. And he get charged like he just had sex with a woman his age and paid her. Just a ticket. And Barry Krischer is the one that's number one. That's number one. Look, the relatively minor charges draws almost immediate attention from critics, including Palm Beach police leaders who assail Krischer publicly and accuse him of giving Epstein special treatment. I never knew the details of this story, and y'all heard me say that about the police. And so the police, they don't, because I know the police stay on them streets. And I know the mentality on them streets. Because I used to, and the mentality, they ain't playing nothing like that out there. So I know they probably wanted to offer. He keep doing it too, and he rich, and they know he getting away with it. I know how the cops think. They justice fighters like me. It's just I do it in the courts, they on the streets. And so they went after the state prosecutor, the police did publicly. Barry Krischer, they went after him publicly. So you know what happens next? The FBI started an investigation. Well, the police tried to get him. Palm Beach County couldn't get him. The state prosecutor let him walk away knowing he molesting little girls. The state prosecutor, Barry Krischer, you want a name? That's the list right here. He let her walk away knowing he molesting little girls. To the point where he was condemned publicly by police leaders. The state prosecutor condemned him. Like, what you doing? You know, the state prosecutor, the county prosecutor, he they boss. The prosecutor, the top cop, he they boss. It says state in here. I don't know if AP made a mistake. State attorney mean he a defender. He defends the state against lawsuits. And he a county top prosecutor. Goaded and clouded in the state of Florida. And the police still was at his neck. Why y'all let this? And he they boss. You know that was something else. But we ain't got to worry about nothing. The FBI took over. What's going to happen since the FBI took over? In 2007, federal prosecutors prepared an indictment against Epstein. It's over with now. What's the Fed's conviction rate? 90-some%? 97? It's over with. The Palm Beach County Police Department couldn't get him because Barry Krischer, the state prosecutor, let the man keep on molesting children. That's your list. Forget a Prince Andrew. What good is a Prince? What's good is the John? If you the police and you trying to catch the ringleader, what's the good is a John? He like a peon. Prince Andrew is a peon in this story. No disrespect, Prince Andrew. You want to be a peon in this story. Bill Clinton, a peon, man. You could say, oh, it's thousands of names on that list, Coach. You don't even know. It's some people you don't even heard. Maybe it is. But I know the problem is Barry Krischer. You know why? Ghost finna educate y'all. I told y'all, I'm in litigation mode. I'm litigating 2 cases. 1, 2, yeah, 2, 1, 2, 3, maybe. Here's the problem, though. If Mr. Barry Krischer did what he was supposed to in 2006, there wouldn't be no Epstein list after that. Tell me where I'm wrong. A 14-year-old says this dude molested me. And all kind of girls come out like he got a ring like P. Diddy. But it ain't no P. Diddy ring with willing older people who just having sex parties. He messing with children. And the state defense attorney, their attorney who defends them on lawsuits in the state of Florida, and he the county top cop. He get a man a ticket for sleeping with a regular age girl and paying her. He let him keep going. So in my mind, why we care about who else on the list? We care about who else on the list who would be willing to do something like that. But the first problem to me is that's the problem. So when the federal prosecutor started it against Epstein, but for a year, the money manager's lawyers engaged in talks with U.S. attorney in Miami. We got a list. Name number 2, Alexander Acosta, about a plea bargain that would allow Epstein to avoid a federal prosecution. What? Yeah, in 2007, the feds had Epstein dead to rights. They knew he was molesting children. The state the county let him go, the feds jumped in, and then U.S. attorney number 2, I did the county attorney who let him make it. And now this is the federal attorney let him make it. U.S. attorney Alexander Acosta. So what the feds charge him with? June 2008. How many kids he messing with during this time? Because he was first reported in 2005? When was that? In March 2005, now we to June 2008. They can't keep the cuffs on him for say the police putting the cuffs on him, but for some reason the cuffs keep coming off of him and let him keep messing with the children. Epstein pleads guilty to state charges in 2008. One count of soliciting prostitution, that's just a ticket, and one count of soliciting prostitution for someone under the age of 18. Why can't you just charge them with whatever? For molesting a child, why you can't just charge him with that? Soliciting, because he's saying he prostituting the girls. That's not prostitution. That's child molestation. That's two totally different things, bro. I don't know how they trying to charge him, trying to let him keep doing it. He's sentenced to 18 months for molesting a child. He already over 20 children in his first 3 years of action that we know about. His first 3 years of action we know about, he already over 10, 20 children. U.S. Attorney's Office agrees to not prosecute him on federal crimes. So that's Alexander Acosta, because they prosecuted Puff Daddy for having parties and beating up on Cassie, try to get him a RICO. But this dude, they don't even want to prosecute him, and he messing with children. Alex Acosta, U.S. Attorney in Miami in 2008. Yeah, this the Epstein list right here. This the list. Y'all need to come hunt these people down and ask them why y'all let them make it. That's the list. You wonder why Pam Bondi ain't giving you no information like she in the conspiracy. That woman worked for President T. And you wonder why President Trump ain't giving you no information. Okay, you say his name is on the ghost stuff. His name might be on it, but that ain't the reason why he ain't giving you no information. I can promise you that. This what you need to be looking for. I'm finna strike a nerve. This is what you need to be looking for. You need to find these men down, ask these decorated attorneys why they letting a man go that they know is a child molester. 2009. Bill Clinton wasn't in the White House. Let me stop that, y'all. I'm sorry. How he getting let go? How he keep getting let go? Feds don't want to prosecute him. The state don't want to the county don't want to prosecute him. Got two attorneys' names. In July 2009, he come home from jail, 18 months. I go molest some children, like a ring of them, 1,000 of them get 18 months. I'm home from jail now, 18 months. For the next decade. Listen, I can guarantee you after 2009, if President Trump is on the Epstein list, that's when he got on the list. After July 2009, when he was released from jail. I know if I could molest 14-year-olds, listen to me. This ain't no Prince Andrew. The girl 14, Prince Andrew 20. That's against the law. It is against the law, bruh. Real talk. But I'm saying, like, he was 20, bro. I mean, man, for real. Or 19 or 22. I mean, come on, man. We talking about Mr. Epstein. This dude like 40. He got a mansion. He eating with presidents. He in the middle of world business. And he messing with 14-year-olds. You got to snatch him. And the girl come forward and tell on him, 14. And when she told on him, Palm Beach police scooped him up. You know, he a rich, powerful dude. They probably want to make sure first it's really going on. They found out it's going on. Probably did a whole bunch of work. They signed the paperwork 15 months later. But for some reason, the county top prosecutor, Barry Krischer, he named number 1 on the list. We need to go find him. Why he let him go? Oh, Barry, can you hear me, Barry? Barry, can you hear me? Because we want to talk about President Trump. You want to talk about Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton. And maybe some other politicians we don't know about. You feel me? But what we talking about, I want to talk about, because I'm a litigator, is the victims. Where them girls at? What? Bring them girls here. And then after you bring them here, because maybe if I talk to a few of them, and then I need to go find Barry Krischer, number one on the list, in May of 2026. Why you let him go, Mr. Barry? Explain that to me. And in 2007, the federal prosecutors, they prepared an indictment, but for some reason, Mr. Alexander Acosta, even though he know he messing with children, the feds, he backed the feds down. Jeffrey backed the feds down. And then Jeffrey go to prison. And they said they killed Jeffrey. You know what I think, man? I think they use old Jeffrey as a springboard to be able to mess with children. That's why they were leaving him out. I don't see how you could put that on President Trump. He wasn't president. I guarantee you President Trump wasn't doing that stuff y'all said he was doing. That stuff would have been out. Hey, he wasn't doing that. It's just funny that he was cool with a creep. I mean, a devilish creep. It was just funny that he cool with him, and we just trying to get in President Trump's mentality. You know President Trump wasn't doing nothing like that. Let's not be facetious. Prince Andrew, he was 20. Them girls like 14, 15, they probably like Prince Andrew for real. Like for real, like wanted to get, they probably always on Prince Andrew. Come on now, 15-year-olds and he 20, they Prince and shining on. I don't even know why y'all got Prince Andrew on the list, just because his name's so big. Come on, man, we looking for these grown men messing with 14-year-olds. Grown men, like over 25 grown, messing with 14-year-olds. That's what we looking for. Who was with Epstein with that? You know that President Clinton ain't do nothing like that, man. For real though. Man, we know President Clinton ain't do nothing like that. I know President Trump ain't do nothing like that, man. And then Prince Andrew. All of the men deny allegations. But what I want to know is the multiple women for the next decade who were his victims, his federal non-prosecution agreement. He made a federal non-prosecution agreement. You want to know a list? You ain't gonna get no list until you see why they dropped the charges. You will never get no list. You looking in the wrong place. You got to get up there with the puppet master. You trying to find out who on the ground in the bottom of the story. It's dirt keep on falling out the ceiling, or this ceiling falling in. This stuff keep on falling in. Like, you know the sheetrock in the ceiling? You want me to go point to it so you can understand the illustration? The sheetrock falling in. It keep falling down. You on the ground picking up the pieces of the sheetrock. Think you finna solve the problem. You know you ain't solving no problem. You just want a story. You ain't finna solve nothing. Oh, we President Trump. Like Jeffrey Epstein one time. Jeffrey Epstein, you know, he was in New York City one time. You know, he walking through New York City. You know, him and the girl, she stopped the President Trump office. But she wasn't 14, though. She was like 21, 22, because, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, he messed with some 20-year-olds, too, you know. The girl he got locked up, that was really kind of like his wife, you know. He was banging her, too, you know. So, you know, 22-year-old and Jeffrey, they stopped the President Trump office, and President Trump said, "Oh, baby, come here." He started fondling her, and she left with Jeffrey and said, "I felt uncomfortable." I'm saying, if you know a story like that, what difference is it? We heard that story 1 trillion times. That ain't gonna make no difference. If you found out that one of the 14-year-olds fell in love with Prince Andrew and had some kind of relationship out of, I'm saying it's just a saucy story. But what about those 1,000 children that he harmed? That's what I'm talking about. You want to help them? I gave you your list. Did I lie to you? I gave you the list. I told you I got the real Epstein list. It's 2 men I seen on it. Barry Krischer, number 1. When the Palm Beach police officers finally caught him, the county's top prosecutor, who was also the state attorney, Barry Krischer, he allowed them to walk away with a ticket, and he knew he was messing with children. You got to find him. He number 1 on the list. You got to find him and ask him why he did that and get the right answer. And then you got to find a federal prosecutor and ask the feds why they got a no prosecution order against him. Them the 2 things you got to find out. And then go talk to the victims. And when you finish that, that's how you going to get to the story. That's how you going to get. If you just finding out, just, oh, yeah, we got a story about President Trump. Bro, they just messing with President Trump. They in President T head if he let them be in his head. They messing with him. They having fun with him, man. President Trump know that. It ain't no there, bro. Don't be a dumb. Oh, President Trump is colluding with the Russians. Funny thing is, if they came out and said that again, you know, some people believe them again. Serious. Some people will believe in me again, bro. Like a white steak, I wearing a white shirt. You sell a woman with a white shirt. You sell ketchup, fruit pop. Whatever the saying is, bro. Stand for nothing and fall for anything. Guys, 20 years later, we are talking about a dead child molester who was allowed, and I do say allowed, to harm thousands children. I don't hate on anyone who tries to protect a child. I think that's a lot of people in MAGA. I think that's what their ultimate goal is. The children are our future, and we all should try to protect the children. All should. But let's be honest. We looking for a story on a prince? Are we looking for a story on a former president? Or even better, man, them Democrats, definitely. They're looking for a story on our current president. That's the fascination behind the story. You really trying to solve the story, you're going to go find out why those 2 prosecutors did what they did to get to cover him. If you commit a crime, it takes a federal prosecutor to put you in jail. The police give them paperwork, they put your paperwork that's going to lock you up in the court. They writing the law as the state of Florida versus Jeffrey Epstein. And the federal prosecutor, he writing the law as the United States against Jeffrey Epstein. You got to find out why them 2 men let him walk. 10 years. He had 10 years after that. And I guarantee you that the lower list y'all looking for, that's just the spicy list. It's plenty of different Epstein lists. The lower list that you looking for, I could promise you, bruh, if those 2 men who let them make it, that's why the other men got on the other list. That's how all the children got home. Jeffrey should have been stopped at least 18 years ago. Law enforcement had him. Law enforcement had him so bad, Palm Beach County police officers and leaders, they were upset with their boss, the top prosecutor, because they wonder why they let him make it. If you want an Epstein list, here you go, CNN. You want one? Fox News, I just gave y'all one. Y'all want an Epstein list? I wish I worked for one of y'all. Y'all gave me a studio. I bet you I'm going to go get to the bottom of it. I don't care if it'll cost me whatever. I ain't scared of nobody. No threats. I don't care how powerful you are. I'm not trying to look and see if you having sex with a child. That is something that we need to know. We all need to know, definitely. But what I'm saying is to me, look, if you come to me and you told me that somebody had sex with a child, who is it? Oh, we don't know who it is, but we do know something, though. What you know? The police arrested him. Okay. And then the prosecutor let him go. What? Yeah, it was so wild that the police went after their own boss publicly after he did it. What's your next question? Who the prosecutor? You don't know who on the list, but you know who let him go. 2 names who let him go. You don't know who on the list, but you don't know who let him go. You got a leak in your roof. You got a hole in your roof. Your top is falling. It's falling through the roof, and the pieces is on the floor. You know them little white pieces when you see from the roof? You know, it just break into little pieces, and the little pieces on the floor. And you down on the floor trying to figure out what happened with the roof, and you down on the floor looking at the little pieces on the floor. But the problem ain't on the floor, the problem on the roof. The names that y'all looking for on that on that list, would have never been on that list if 10 years ago I got these 2 names on the county level and the federal level. Barry K. Rischer in 2006 and Alexander Acosta in 2008. Are non-prosecution agreements, both of them. Both of them. What's up, Bob? Who is that? Bob Lardy, BBC? BBC, what's cracking? Anybody, any news agency, I'm trying to give it to y'all, baby. I'm giving y'all the game. Big ghostwriter. You feel me? That's litigation. That show, I could argue any case for y'all, man. You know, I started the stream off. We talking about big Elon, man. People, they laughing at him about a political party. I would be petrified of that. I think President Trump, you know, he kind of hurt, though, because Elon, that's his dog. They were close. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine on Elon. I'm fine on President Trump. That's not my fight. That's how I look at it. But they were definitely close. You know what I'm saying? So it's an unfortunate situation. The Epstein story came out. But if y'all want to talk about it, I hadn't heard nobody talk about Barry Krischer or Alexander Acosta. Nobody. And those are the 2 prosecutors who allowed them to get names that y'all looking for. Y'all looking for names on the list. When if you get Barry and Alexander and you wonder what happened, that solves your problem. Why y'all let them make it? Oh, we didn't have sufficient evidence or witnesses. That ain't gonna work. Because if this man out there, you talking about this happening in what, 2007, 2008? If this man out there messing with them children, and the police telling you they know they doing, the police want them to get locked up. And he out there, y'all do the math, man. Y'all tell me where I was wrong. Did y'all enjoy the content? I hope y'all did. I appreciate y'all coming up and showing up on this a Friday, man. You know what I'm saying? On this Friday morning out here in the beautiful Tennessee, I want to shout out before I go, Wyndham. You know what I'm saying? This beautiful hotel. Wyndham Rewards, man, y'all could go to Wyndham Rewards right now. Y'all could download the app. Over 25,000 locations. I got to get there. Over 25,000 locations worldwide. To download the app is free. Guess what? This room I'm staying in tonight, I didn't pay 1 penny for it today. I promise you. I'm a Wyndham Diamonds member. You get points. You download the app for free. Right now, they got a promotion going. I think it's till August the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. If you stay 2 consecutive nights, you can stay in a room for free. You know what I'm saying? So say if you watching this podcast right now and you in Mississippi, man, take your girl to New Orleans for 4 days. You see how I'm helping New Orleans out, and I'm helping. Take your girl. If you in New Orleans, take your girl to Mississippi, Red G, for 4 days. Go fall off in Biloxi. Make sure you download that Wyndham app. You get discounted rates, And then you're going to get points for 2 free nights. So the next time you go back to Biloxi, you could go for free. You could stay for free. You know what I'm saying? Win the rewards, y'all. Y'all planning a vacation, staycation, over 25,000 locations worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go to the App Store, download the app today. Guys, we live again on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Central. We the people too. On Tuesday at 7 a.m. Central. And then on August the 5th, we got a new vlog coming out. It's called We the People 2. So guys, what I need y'all to do right now, if y'all have not liked the video, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Y'all all run on over to the bio, the link in the bio, hit the link in the bio, come support the channel. I love every last one of y'all. Man, I just want to tell you guys, man, as I go, I do this every time I leave, man. Whenever something is bigger than me, you live long enough, you're going to face something bigger than you. I lay it at the feet of Jesus. But in order to be able to have that relationship with Jesus, you got to want that relationship. You know what I did? I got on my knees one day in August of 2018, excuse me. Both hands to the sky. You know what I'm saying? I asked Jesus to forgive me of my sins, man, save my soul from hell. You got to come to a point, though, in your life and your mind where you want to change your life. Some people don't think they good enough. But I don't say, to me in my mind, they bad enough, excuse me. To me in my mind, it's like this. It's like, even if I was a good or bad person, wouldn't I want a relationship with my father and my mother? They're my parents. Well, I'm saying that's all Jesus. He's the creator. Who don't want a relationship with their creator? Maybe it's just me, man, but that's me, man. I asked Jesus to forgive me of my sins, save my soul from hell, and I believe that he saved me. So now when I get in situations that's bigger than me, I just look up to him and I give it to him because he bigger than me and he bigger than that problem I'm facing too. And I tell God, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That's what we need, man. That's what Jeffrey Epstein needed. He needed Jesus. I know it might sound funny because you hear people say it when they joking, but I'm serious. That's what he needed, man. That's what the world needs, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessed and thankful, man. I thank y'all for tuning in and enjoying Legal Wars Live with your boy Ghostwriter, man, talking about Big President T. What's cracking? Your boy Elon Musk, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I said, y'all will be live again Tuesday, 7 a.m. Central Time. So until then, man, I love y'all. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all take care, be easy, and I'll see y'all then.